Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Oh my God. All I kept wanting to say was, Alexa, please play Back and Forth by Cameo. We got here, she back there talking. I didn't think she could hear me in here. Hey, besties, it's Behind the Shade, and I am back with another recap of Real Housewives of Dubai, honey, season 2, episode 2, Friendship on the Rocks. Okay, let's get into it because, like I said, oh my God, the back and forth, the forth and back. Jeez, ooh, wee. Okay, so the episode begins. Talene is at home with her husband, Rafi, and they have two gorgeous little girls. They have two daughters. One is 1 year old and one is three. And he's scrambling around the house trying to get the kids ready because he's going to take them to West Beach. But he can't get them ready because he don't know where's what's what without Talene. So he's just in the house. Where are her shoes? And Talene was like, where would shoes be? She was like, he wouldn't even know where the closet is. He don't even know where their bedroom is what she told us. So uh so then we see him putting on her Jordans, honey. Baby girl is wearing Jordans, honey. The patent leather white and reds, honey. I don't know the number off the top of my head. I have a pair or two. Actually, I think I had that pair in black and red. I want to say those are the 13s or the 11s. Anyway, they're a popular Jordan. And little baby girl has her a pair. And he even says that that was the hardest thing he's ever done in his life is put a shoe on. And you know what? For real, it is hard putting shoes on toddlers. Maybe she's an infant. An infant. And those particular Jordans, they're patent leather, so they don't bend. They're not soft. So yeah, it was kind of probably like putting on a some kind of a steel toe boot on that baby. So he had a point there. We'll give him credit for that. And so Talene says that Rafi is her third child. And I said, oh, yeah, just like everyone's husband is. The other daughter is running around the house playing with her nipple pasties, child. And she's like, give me those back. And the baby, of course, they're always laughing at something they know they shouldn't be doing. So she says her house is a mental institution. So we learned that her husband's family has been in Dubai since the 80s, and they have built the Emirates Palace, golf courses, and more. So she's expecting the girls to come over, and she has her chef there, and he's making salmon and getting the drinks ready and all that. So Sarah gets there first. And Talene asked her about, guys, trying to see where she is with finding love, right? So, she pretty much, Sarah was like, I want a spiritual and a nice guy. And guys, besties, hear me out on this. It is very important. You have your list, right? You have all the qualities you want in a man or a woman. And, you know, you got your list. Please, please, please add nice to the top of your list. It is very important. Find someone who is genuinely nice, like just nice to the neighbors, nice to the waiters, nice to bums, homeless people. Just nice to the teachers, the pastor, just your friends, because once you kind of do your ups and downs, you can kind of get through the bad moments faster because they're genuinely a nice person. But don't take them for granted. A nice person can't flash on you when you push them. But it is good. Put nice on your list. Okay, back to the show. So Talene tells Sarah that she knows someone. Oh, girl, really? You about to hook people up? People still do that? I thought we were shying away from introducing our friends and our our partners' friends to our friends, because that can be messy. I did it, and you know how you talk to your girl. I had hooked up one of my friends with a play brother, and they ended up hooking up. They started living together. They moved out of the area, and she called me complaining about him. And so I was giving her that sisterhood advice. What does she do? Pillow talk. And they both stopped talking to me, honey. Yes, they did. I mean, we got back cool and all that, but they will stop talking to you, the one that put it together. So I'm just amazed that we still hooking our friends up with our friends. So Talene knows someone, and so Sarah says a lot of men come to Dubai and they get what they want and they leave. Not sure what that means, Sarah. What you mean by that? They get what do they want? What do they get? Oh, oh, I get it now. They come, use and abuse and leave. Huh. They pretend, they gas you up, gaslight you. So Brooks comes and joins the girls, and of course, she is fashionably late. Talene is taking their drink orders. They talking about tequila shots, and champagne. Both of my faves, bestie. But I'm drinking coffee right now. Uh, Talene lives on the Palm, and the Palm is this expensive real estate, and it's just luxurious, right? And so Sarah says she doesn't want to live in the Palms, or I guess it's on the Palms. She says because there's too many expats that live there. And so, expats are people that like to show off. And yeah. So they might be the people who probably are not from Dubai, but come and just, I don't know. That was my assumption, but then that doesn't make sense. So anyway, it just sounded like maybe it was more of a newer area, and maybe transplants live there and all that. So Brooke says she's in her comfort zone with the girls when she's around these two friends, as opposed to hanging out with Ayan, Lisa, and Stans. I'm gonna say Stan as in Stan Berry. Okay, so we're gonna say Stan, and Brooks is gonna be Caroline Brooks, and Stan is gonna be Caroline Stanberry. So Talene says they're getting closer, and Sarah says no. I think we are all trying to get along. So Ayana and Lisa and Stan, they're meeting for breakfast, and Lisa says she is hung over from all that drama from last week's episode from the brunch. So she's hung over, and Ayana is like, I am not drinking for a very long time. So Ayan has these gloves on again, and Lisa, she hates them. So she's like, "You have those gloves on again," and it's like, "Why are you wearing those gloves? You already said that they were hot. They make your fingers sweat. It's probably still in the 90s in Dubai at that time. Remember, she was like last week. She said, "Oh yeah, they are hot. Why do you have them on again?" But she has to put her stuff on, honey. She believes in overdressing. So Ayan says Talene was so loud yesterday. She says she reminds me of this South African bird. It was called the Hadida. And she was just squawking, squawking, and squawking. And Ayan is like, I am mentally exhausted. So Stan is like, she says she reminded Ayan that, well, that's how you were with me last year. Welcome to your own boat, honey. And she said, so now you've met someone worse. It was like, okay. So they talk about the argument from yesterday between Ayan and Sarah. Sarah says Ayan is using her story to play victim just to have bad behavior, and that's not cool. And I agree. Just because your past was that, you don't have a right to hurt people in the present. Work on your issues. And we all know, Ayana explains to us later why she is the way she is, but no. Bad behavior should not be warranted because of something that happened to you 30 years ago. So Talene says Sarah was ambushed because Ayan was offended. Brooke says Ayan plays Jekyll and Hyde. She wants to heal and all this, and then she wants to turn around and be a shady witch. I was like, I agree. So Sarah says everything triggers her. She says yes, she was a victim when she was younger, but now as a woman, you're not a victim anymore. And she's like, every time she does something wrong, she uses her trauma as an excuse. You have to stop victimizing yourself. And so, there are valuable points there. Yeah, it's easy to say, that was when you was a kid, you're an adult now, like get over it. Like she still is a victim of it because she's still living in it, and that's why she acts the way she acts. Is it right? No. But you can't just tell her, well, you're a woman now, you're not a victim anymore. It doesn't go away until you work it out. And so Ayan's responsibility, if we want to use the word accountability, she needs to be in therapy working through those things. So Ayan tells us in her confessional that she hasn't talked to her dad in like 26 years. She never got an apology from him. And how Sarah made her feel during when they were arguing, it triggered her and it made her feel like that little girl again. So yeah, the trigger is trigger, and then this is what you get. It's a coping mechanism. So I think Ayan was just like, I just wanted her to apologize to me so we can move on. And so in the confessional, Ayan is crying, and baby, those were real tears, okay? Real tears, tears of pain and hurt. So as she tells us, her dad used to, you know, um, use force on her. I'm trying not to use the trigger words. YouTube is sensitive with the words. So he used to, I don't know, use his hands and touch her harmfully. Did you get that? Was that point given? Okay. And so she says now, like, so when she's happy, she's like, let her be happy because it's hard. And so she puts a lot inside of her so she doesn't have to feel it. And that's the problem. Because you think that you're hiding your pain, but you're carrying it. And people, they don't realize that they're doing that. You're not, just because you're buying the clothes and the car and the job and the success and the family and the traveling and the whatever your vices are, that does not mean that does all that stuff does not take away the pain that you have been harboring for years. You need to seek counseling and work it out. Right? Right. Okay. So Sarah says she should let her drown. She wants to let Ayan drown, but she can't. She's gonna help the little girl inside of her. Aw. She's supposed to be some spiritual counselor, I guess. So then they talk about how Stan talked about Talene landed in her man's lap. And Sarah liked how she made a joke about it. And the joke was, glad you got a Brazilian wax. So Brooke says, no, it's not okay that Sergio saw her female parts. Stan says she didn't say it like that, but it's like it's being repeated. Hey, so that's all she got for that. I didn't say it like that. Stan is like, I don't even talk like that. I didn't say nothing about her VJJ, her vajayjay. Just no, that's not. You guys are taking it totally out of context. So Lisa says, Brooks lie and, and twist everything around. So production plays some clips from last season, and Stan says she likes Brooke, and they all do, but they see she is team Talene. So Lisa feels like Talene got it when it was explained to her what had happened, what Stan was saying. And pretty much they was just saying that they were loaded at the Beyonce concert. So the next scene we have Ayan at her beauty place. She's starting a makeup line, and she's starting this makeup line with the makeup artist. Her name was Tony Malt, and her models are there, and I guess she's getting ready to do some press work or something. So her models are there, and there's Somali also, just like her, because she wants to give the girls hope, just like she has and wants or wanted. So this is her way of giving back. The colors were nice. I saw some pinks, some purples. They were really pretty, nicely blended. And she said she's going to be Rihanna rich, honey. I heard that. So her husband, Chris, was like, okay, let's talk about the Rihanna rich. Let's have a sit down with her. He said, let's have a sit down. So he gets her and Tony together. So he wants to discuss the forecast of the business. And so Ayan, English is hard for her. And so she's like, what do you mean, the weather? So she's like, she don't get, the metaphors. So he's like, the business plan. So he's talking about inventory, in and out, expenses, profit, loss, blah, blah, blah. And Ayan is looking like she is not following him. She is looking like blah, 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 blah. It was going all over her head. Hold on, besties. So she begins to tell her husband like she can't follow him because she's still tripping off of the brunch, and how Sarah's supposed to be so spiritual, but talk about how she's playing victim and about her story. And so he was like, oh, so she said, I said stuff. And Chris said that you shouldn't have said. And she says, yes. So in her confessional, she said that she could have expressed her pain in a better way. So she knows that she's in pain. I mean, of course she knows, but she's owning it. And so they were listening to each other. And so she decided that she was going to write Sarah a letter. So back at Lisa's house, she's in the backyard playing soccer, which they call football, with her 3 boys and her husband. So her mom is coming to visit. They're getting ready for that. And I liked how her husband was like, oh, yeah, I miss her. So I like that they do have a cool relationship. But Lisa says her mom is mad at him for moving the family to Dubai because he told her that they were only going to live there for 2 years, and it's been 10 years. So Lisa was like, this is home now. Dubai is her home. So they're talking about moving her mom there, and she lives in Miami now. And so she says how they're BFFs. They talk every day. Even her mom changed her shift at work. I think she works at nights so that she can talk to Lisa during the day. And she misses her grandkids. And so Lisa was saying how people really love living in Dubai, but they miss being around their family. That's the con, is just missing your family. Okay, so Sarah and Ayan, they meet to eat, maybe lunch. They meet for lunch. And so they just go into it. So they said after, I think it was maybe Ayan. So wait, so when Ayan was sitting down already, Sarah comes in and Sarah compliments, Ayan gets up to hug her. So Sarah's like, oh, I love what you have on. And did you peep that Ayan said, oh, me too. This is why I like this series. I like it for the culture, learning, and seeing how they live in Dubai, a whole nother country, right? But that Ayan, she is a character. And I don't even think she really meant it, but we know she is somewhat, self-centered. But she was like, oh, yeah, me too. Then she gave her a compliment. Well, you look nice. Are you coming from a business meeting? It was like, okay. So Mayana's like, after brunch, she said things she shouldn't have said. She couldn't sleep. So she wrote her a letter. So she pulls it out and she reads it to her at the table. And I'm laughing because I thought she was going to give it to her like maybe have melded and then they're going to talk at brunch or lunch, I think it is. So, or maybe, if you met her there, that she would hand her the letter, let her read it. But I thought it self-centered again. She's like, she pulled it out and she's reading it to her. So she apologized for coming at her the way she did in front of everybody. Right. And so that you guys peep, when they were getting like a little heated, that you peep that Stan told them to get up and go over there and talk because she was trying to enjoy her bread. I don't know if I covered this, but in Dubai, they are strict with their rules, especially in public spaces. So there was no way they were going to be able to raise all that cane, as the old people say, they call mess cane. They weren't going to be able to raise all that mess out in the open like that without being arrested. So that's why she told them, go over there, and talk it out. Okay, so she says she shouldn't have came at her like that and front her off in front of everybody. So Sarah asked, you wrote that alone? So Ayan says, yes, darling. But production shows that Chris was telling her what to say and she was writing it down. Oh my goodness, Ayan. Really? Sarah asked you that because she know you didn't write it. She didn't ask out of being surprised that it was so eloquent. She knew you didn't do that if someone was behind it. And you took all the credit, you little dirty birdie. So what did the letter say? So she was like, I'm open to forgive and turn the page, blah, 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 blah. Love, Ayan. So Sarah apologizes for what she said. And she said, well, I didn't say it in the way you said I did, but I feel bad that it hurt you. And I really liked her honesty in that moment. It wasn't, I didn't say like you took it. There was no but. Because a but will mess up a whole apology. Anytime you apologize and say but, then whatever you said before the but is null and void. You just erase, delete, alt, escape. You just deleted it. So I liked how she worded it. She didn't have to use. Oh, wait. I think she did use but. Oh, no. I didn't say it the way you said, but I feel bad that it hurt you. She did use the but. Oh. Okay. This was a good but. Okay. I'm going to give Sarah a pass. It was good. It had, maybe because the but came the apology, the real apology. Maybe before the but, I didn't say it in the way you said. That was the explanation. And then the but is turning it around and connecting it with the apology of, I feel bad that it hurt you. I loved it. I loved it because that's really what you're apologizing for. You're apologizing because you said something that hurt someone. And you don't really have to, really in your apology, you don't have to say that, like, but I meant it. But I didn't say it the way you took it. That's why we're here, because you both are seeing it two different ways. Just apologize for what you said. You're not really apologizing for what you said, just you apologize for how it made the other person feel. So, because you can't take back what you said, but you can apologize for how it made the person feel. But this, in all, to me, it was how an apology should be set up. It was, to me, it's just cleared. The air cleared. Forget the but, forget the words before it. They cleared the air. So Sarah gave Ayan her angel. That was the gift she had for Ayan, because she gonna save the little girl inside of her. So she gave her an angel. She said, this is for every time you feel bad about your trauma. I want you to look at it so it can give you strength. And Ayan she probably cried. I don't remember, but she was like, she loved it. I thought that was cute. So Sarah says she now understands why she was misunderstood about what she said, and she regrets it. And they do the come to me And Sayan says, okay, because in this group, there's just a lot of he say, she did. And, she says Stans is going through something like that right now. And she said, and so Sarah said, well, who, Brooks? And so Sarah said, yeah. And I was like, well, she's a good person. Got to give her the benefit of the doubt, talking about Brooks. And Ayan was like, take the doubt out. Now, these two women are from two different countries. English is not their first language. And so now Ayan has confused Sarah about taking the doubt out. And now they're going back. They're trying to figure out. Now she's trying to figure out what she's trying to say. So Sarah's like, "I'm gonna stick to Arabic," and so uh, and so Ayan is like, "Yeah, English is so weird." And she's right. English is a tough language. It's hard. It's a hard language. We got so many words that sound the same that spelled differently. And then we got so many metaphors and so anyway, we get to the glass house, honey. Mrs. Brooks's beautiful hair salon that's falling apart. But anyway, things are chaotic at the glass house. She's having scheduling issues. Style is supposed to be off, but they here at work. Why are you here? The manager can't control them. The sink is leaking. We don't know if the toilet got fixed. Where is the ex-husband? Is he here? Is he coming? We don't know. So Talene and her daughter Gigi, they stop by. They're coming to get pennies and manis, and Brooks joins them. And so Talene tells her that she's going to host a small gathering at her house, and it happens to be on a Monday evening. And she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna invite the girls, and they can meet my family." And she let her know she's inviting Stan. And so Brooks is like, "But she's so nasty to you." And so Talina is like, "I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm moved past it. I don't hold any grudges." So she said, "You can let things go so easily with her because you don't know her. You don't know her." And it's like, and I do. And I just can't fake smile with the teeth. And they're like, oh, she is teethy, isn't she? So then production, shady production, puts up a picture of Stan's teeth. And it's like, oh, she's super teethy. And so I'm looking at Brooks like, ma'am, don't you have on veneers? Because you have a whole bunch of teeth at the top. And they're all like super duper brand new, fresh off the factory white. Like, who are you to talk? You got a mouthful of teeth, baby. I mean, they look good, but they don't look natural. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. So at Talene's, the husband comes through the door, child. He got this big old grocery basket full of stuff. And she's like, what is all that? And he's like, it's liquor and cookies. So Talene tells us that Dubai was very strict with their alcohol law. You could only drink at hotels. So now you can buy alcohol if you have a license, and you could even order it online. So the kids are at her mom's, and she's expecting about 20 guests. And Lisa couldn't make it because she's picking up her mom that day with the kids. So they show Lisa and the kids at the airport waiting on her mom, and they made homemade signs. Welcome back, Nana. They got balloons. Lisa has flowers. And so when they see Granny, one of the kids say, where's the surprises? And she's like, they're in my purse. The kid is like, hey, Granny, where's my gift? What you got for me today? What you got for me this time? I'm ready. So clearly she gives out good gifts. So Stan, I want to say Stanberry. Stanberry is at her best friend's house, and they're sorting through their bedroom because they are preparing to move in the next week. And the dog is on the bed, and she's like, get him off the bed. So Sergio's like, well, this is my baby. I consider the dog my baby because you won't give me one. And it's like, oh my goodness. Um, Sergio, knock it off. So they've been at this man's house for 3 months. When they moved in, they told her best friend Michael that they were only going to need to be there for 2 weeks. See, y'all, construction jobs take forever. Whatever they tell you, oh, this will be 30 days, go ahead and add another 30 days to it. Production, construction, that is one field that it's like, do they all get together and just decide that they going to do nothing that they say? Like, they will drive you nuts. It's just the inconvenience of it all. You know, she had to move in with her best friend. She's living in a little small bedroom with this little crybaby husband of hers. And it's like Sergio, Stansberry is 47 years old. She's getting ready to put her daughter in college. She don't want to start over. I don't know what is she gonna have to listen to that for their whole marriage. He would get on my nerves. So they discuss the daughter. She has a college tour coming in the United States, and she wants her mother and her father to accompany her. No, Sergio, he was not invited. So he is tripping off of Stansberry gonna be with her ex-husband for 7 whole days. He's like, this is like a whole nother honeymoon for y'all. And he's like, y'all gonna fly together? She's like, yes. And Sergio's just not feeling this. And it's like, what are you gonna do about it, sir? Is he gonna come and y'all just don't know? Is he gonna follow her? So Stansberry makes a joke and says, well, if we get back together, you can come live with us. Ah, I hollered. I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of where that's what she said something of that nature. And that was hilarious to me. Okay, so we are at Talene's party. Her parents are there. Are they from or he lives? No. I don't remember. The parents are there. The dad is an attorney. He has a law firm in Abu Dhabi and in DC. I guess they lived in DC and they moved there. Uh, and the mom, she's just so cute. She's in the kitchen fixing and helping and just helping the party. That's her jizz right there. She gets all involved. So Brooks arrives with her cousin Sean, and Talene's sister is there, and everyone kisses. You know, they do both sides of the cheek. They do the mwah mwah thing. So everybody's doing mwah mwah. And then Ayan arrives in her Whitney Houston bodyguard. I will always love you. Woo, attire. She got the head covered. It's purple, beautiful purple. And I don't even like that color, but it was beautiful. She's all covered up, the hands, the gloves, the long dress. And so she brings Talene a candle. And it is clearly a regifted candle from Christmas. It's a Christmas candle. And so she's like, I didn't have anything, so I bought you this. Clearly, someone gave it to Ayan. So she's regifting it by giving it to Talene. And Talene knows it. So she plays it off like, oh, that's fun. I love Christmas. So Talene was like, yeah, this will be a regift. So then Stansberry and Sergio, they arrive. And Brooks doesn't want to speak to them. So now we know why the cousin came, honey. Sean is there for backup. In case something pops off, you got my back, cousin. Oh, yeah, Cuddy, I got your back. Say less, say less. I'm coming. They ain't finna be doing it, my cousin, because we don't play that. No, you know, we don't play. I'm coming. What time you picking me up, girl? Because I'm going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't like her no way. You know how all that goes. So Brooke says when around Talene, she said it to Talene, but in front of Stansberry and Sergio. I hope you wax your vajayjay this time. And Sarah tells Brooks to stop because that was so petty. Yeah, stop, Brooks. You need to be worried more about your salon falling apart than worrying about Talene's vajayjay. So Sarah notices that Brooks has been working a lot lately. Like she's been drinking a lot, she's been working a lot, she's probably a little stressed. And she's lashing out at Stansbury, and this is probably her coping mechanism. So in the confessional, Stansbury says she does not want it with Brooks because Talene seems to be cool. Like, can we move past it? Can I? She's trying to get familiar with Talene. Like, move out the way, Brooks. You in the way. And so she said, like, Brooks and Talene are just always wasted. They're just always drunk. So Talene introduces Sarah to her friend that she wanted her to meet. His name is Daniel, and he's Rafi, her husband's friend. And so first thing out his mouth is, what do you do? And that's what I can't stand about those people. And I'm not being racist or nothing, but white folks always, when they get to know you, they always want to know what you do for a living. They always want to know what you do for a living. I mean, can you ask me my name, my age, my birthday, my favorite color, my sign, where I went to school, what was my favorite, what's my favorite meal? I mean, goodness, it always goes to the money. What do you do? So she's like, I run a tech company. I'm a public speaker. And so I'm not, Sarah's like, I don't want to be set up. And so they all want some more shots. So more tequila's being poured and shots are going around. And you know who is indulging in all the shots. So he's peeping her out. So, she has a whole bunch of tattoos. So he's like, where'd you get your ink done? And she's like, all over the world. So Sergio tells Stansbury that he thought that Daniel asked her where did she get her boobs done. So Stansbury has to repeat it. And of course, Sarah is embarrassed. Like, why would you say that out loud in front of this guy she's meeting? So rude and just so uncouth. So Sarah removes herself from that group. She's like, bye. Yeah, no, we're not doing this. So Brooks is now drunk and she's going to get into it with Stanberry and put her in a headlock. And she's like, be nice to me. We've been friends for a long time. So Stansbury she said, look who's calling the kettle black. So Sarah takes Brooks and Stanberry to the balcony so that they can talk. So Sarah tells them, you guys need to work this out because Sarah says she is tired of both of them coming to her talking about each other. And so she said, I don't want to be the messenger because the messenger always gets shot. And we all know that the messenger always gets shot. So Stansbury says, you've been winding stuff up. And, what about me not liking her? And Brooks asked, I said that to her. And she was like, are you sure? No. Stansbury would say, you're stirring stuff up. And, Talene told me, and, about me, I'm supposed to not like her. And Brooks said, I told her that. And Stansbury was like, yes. And she said, you sure? So Brooks get up, calls Talene to join them. You said that Stansbury is not your fan and doesn't like you very much. So she brings up the vajayjay thing. And, Brooks is like, I defended you. And so she tells Stansbury, you disrespected my friend. And they're like, but we're okay. Let it go. That was Talene. We're okay. Let it go. So Sergio, he kind of peeping that it's getting a little heated on that balcony, honey. He's coming for his wife. So he stick his head out like, you good over there? You want me to remove you? You need help? What you want me to do? So Stansbury tells him, I'm fine. Like, it's cool. Don't trip. So Ayan and Sarah, they peeping too because I guess these girls are loud and it's probably a small, they're probably close by. So they join the balcony. They get on the balcony. They go to the balcony and join. And so Ayan is trying to tell them like, she was just trying to be funny. And she's like, Brooks is really reaching. And she is. How you gonna be madder about something that I'm not even tripping on? Not even mad. I'm not even mad. Why are you mad about something that this girl said about me? I'm not even tripping, but you are. So Brooke says her thing. You don't know her. You don't know her from a can of paint. And so Stansberry is like, I can't even talk to Brooke because she can't even hold her head up. She can't keep her eyes open. She's so drunk. She reminds me of Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, wait, what? Jabba the Hutt? Okay. Besties, y'all might need to pull that up. Is what do Jabba the Hutt look like? I thought he was. I gotta look. I didn't even peep before. I didn't even check it out, but it was just funny. And I didn't even ask you guys, what are we gonna rate this show? What are you guys rating it? Are we doing um I like to do grades, A to F. What we rating this? Because it was like, okay. I don't know. I didn't think about it. I think I'll give this episode maybe a B. I'll say in a B. I'll give it a B. So she says she can't even keep her eyes open. Jabba the Hutt. And she gets up and she goes to Sergio and she was like, let's leave. She's on one. I was like, okay, with the little slang. I know what that meant. You knew what that meant, Stansberry. She was like, let's leave. She's on one. Okay. And so Brooks was like, is my pain a place of nowhere? What? No one knows what that meant. What are you talking about? So Toledo's like, I'm not going back. And so they're like, and so I guess somebody said, probably Sarah, let's figure this out. It's just a lot of back and forth. And so Sarah's probably like, let's figure this out. And so she's like, why did she leave? And here go Brooks, because she's a dumb B.I. beep. And they're like, no, like, don't say that. And so Talene is in her confessionals, and she was like, this is way bigger than just Mama JJ. She was like, check, please. Check, please. Check, please. And I don't blame her. What is happening right now? Talene is the new girl. She looking like, what is going on? But she knows this ain't about me. This is bigger than me. And I agree. Okay, so you guys, that was the end of the episode. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. So you let me know your thoughts on this episode. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps the community that we're building together. And rate the episode and leave your thoughts, child. Is Brooks reaching? What is happening? Can we get past this? What do you guys think is gonna happen? Is Talene and Stansberry gonna become best friends and da 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 da? Oh, and you guys, I saw an interview with Lisa, and she said that her and Ayan are not friends anymore. They're not best friends. They're not friends. They don't talk. Oh boy, but I don't remember what happened. I guess she probably didn't say, because of course we have to watch the show. So give me your thoughts on that, besties, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.